Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. As you already know that in my previous video we have started with our new chapter, that is journal. In that we learned about what is journal, importance of journal, then a specimen of journal. So in this today's video we are going to learn some items or some postings before starting with the example, so that you will get an idea that how these items are posted in a journal. This posting of entries in journal is called as journal entry. So before we get into the example, we will get an idea that how it is debited, how two aspects are affected, two accounts are affected, which is credited. All these stuff we are going to study before, and then we will start with our fair example. So without any further ado, we will start with our video. So here are some transactions. We will see how they really work in journal before getting to the example. First is cash purchases. Now what is cash purchases? When goods are purchased and payment for the same is made to seller immediately by cash or check, it is called cash purchases. We have already learned this before, that when any payment is made at the time of purchase of any commodity, any goods, immediately the payment made after the purchase, it is called as cash purchases. Now let's see the sample example on cash purchases, how it works in journal. Purchased goods for cash from Arvind rupees worth rupees 10,000. Now this is the transaction. This is a specific cash transaction. For your better understanding, they have given over here. So in the date column you have to write the date, month, whatever the date, month is given in the transaction. This is a sample example, so no date is given, but in example dates are given to you, so you have to mention that transaction date. In particulars you have to write like the description of the transaction, what type of transaction is made over there. So here purchases is the transaction, so purchases account. Why purchases account? We have purchased goods from Arvind, that is why purchase account will be the first account affected over here. So this will be debited because we have purchased it. Okay, and purchases is which type of account? Obviously it is nominal account, debit all expenses and losses. Since we have purchased goods, so it will be a debit effect. So the amount you have to write down for how much you have purchased, rupees 10,000 in the debit columns, because purchases account is appearing on the debit side, so the amount also will appear on debit side of purchase account in the journal. Okay, next, now you have made the cash payment after purchases, so second account will be to cash account, and it is going to be credit effect. Why credit effect? Because we have made payment. What is the rule for cash account? Debit what comes in and credit what goes out. Here you have made payment by cash, so cash is gone out of our business or by the person who has purchased goods. So the cash that has gone out, the effect will be credit what goes out. So credit will be cash account. So in the credit column you have to write down the 10,000. After the posting of journal, like after the completion of posting of the transaction in the journal, you have to write in the bracket under the accounts the description or the brief explanation or narration of the transaction, like what type of transaction it is. Now here we have purchased goods, so the narration or the brief explanation of the transaction you will write over here is being purchased goods for cash. So this is the description of the transaction you have to mention under each transaction you are recording in a journal. Remember this. So let's take the second type. It is credit purchase. Now I have already told you what is credit. Credit refers to purchases that is taken on loan or on credit basis. So in short we can say credit/loan purchases. Okay, that is you are purchasing goods before and making payment after certain period that you have specified to the seller. So that is called as credit. Let's see what it says. When goods are purchased without making immediate payment to seller, that is, seller allowed a certain period of time to buyer to make the payment in respect of such purchases, it is called as credit purchases. I have already told you, when you have purchased any goods without making immediate payment after you have purchased any goods from the seller will give you certain period of time for making payment of the goods you have purchased before, and after that certain period you have to pay the amount of the goods that you have purchased on credit or loan. That is called as credit purchases. Let's see the credit purchases example. Bought goods from Arvind worth rupees 10,000 on credit. Just the same person is appeared over here. Okay. Again, the date of the transaction you have to mention. Now here the example is completely changed. What here it is changed? Goods are bought or purchased on credit basis. So always read the transaction carefully and then you have to post it in a journal. Okay, you have to read the transaction. Here students get confused that okay, the same transaction first as of the first transaction, so they make the same entry in the journal. That is not right. You have to read the entire transaction very carefully. Here I will just underline on credit basis. Okay, this transaction is on credit basis. So let's see, you have purchased goods, so purchases account, again this account will be affected. From whom you have purchased it? From Arvind. Now here, why cash account will not appear? Because you have purchased goods from Arvind on credit. That is why cash will not appear over here. If you would have made payment on cash, like if you have made like worth rupees 10,000, no, just cut this sentence, this word, then the cash account would have been affected over here. But on credit is written over here. So Arvind account will be affected over here because you have purchased goods on credit from Arvind. That is why his account will be the second account that will be affected. Now purchases account, this account we have to debit it because purchases is made by us. So debit all expenses and losses. Then the amount you have to write down in the debit column because purchases account is on debit side. Now you have here, you have purchased goods on credit from Arvind. Now Arvind is a personal account. Okay, what is the rule for personal account? Debit the receiver and credit the giver. Now Arvind has given goods to us, that is he is the seller of the goods and we are the buyer of the goods. So the effect will be credit effect because credit the giver, he has given goods to us, so the credit effect will be affected. The amount you have to write down in the credit column. Again, the narration of the transaction or the brief explanation, what you have made the transaction in the journal. Being purchased goods on credit. Now this on credit word is very important. You have to write down in the narration. Why? For the better understanding of the transaction, what type of transaction it is. If you will write just being purchased goods, but there is no clear idea that what type of transaction it is. It is a cash transaction or it is a credit transaction. So it is very, very important for you to write down the transaction fully, that okay, you have purchased goods on credit, so being purchased goods on credit. If you have purchased goods on cash, being purchased goods on cash. So this is how you have to write down the narration after every posting of the transaction related to that. Let's see the second type of transaction, written outward or purchase written. We have already studied this document in our previous chapter, that is source documents required for accounting. Purchase written book is also prepared. Why it is prepared, I have explained you. So let's see some small description on this. Sometimes goods purchased are returned to the supplier for various reasons, like okay, goods are not according to sample, goods are damaged in transit, that is while moving from one place to another place, that is called as transit. Again, goods are received in excess quantity than ordered. These are the reasons why goods are returned back to the supplier. Okay, next, goods are of inferior quality. Inferior is means of poor quality. Goods are defective, that is of duplicate or damaged. Delay in supply of goods. If you are given a time that okay, today goods are being delivered to you and they are getting delayed by tomorrow, then this is also a main reason in your purchase return of the goods. Let's see the small note over here. Thus, when goods purchased are returned by purchaser to supplier, it is called as return outward. The other name for return outward is purchase return. As I've already told you, if buyer has purchased goods from the supplier, but if buyer finds something odd in the goods, he will return back goods to the supplier. So that is called as return outward or purchase return. So let's see one example on this. Sample example. Out of the goods purchased in example 2, goods worth rupees 4,000 returned to Mr. Arvind. Okay. Now they have given the reference of example 2, that is 10,000. So the goods we have purchased in total, that is of rupees 10,000. Out of 10,000, 4,000 amount of goods were returned to Mr. Arvind. Okay, that is just 6,000 amount of goods is left with us and 4,000 amount of goods is returned back to Mr. Arvind, that is the seller or the supplier. So let's see the effect in the journal. The year, month or date of the transaction in the date column. Mr. Arvind's account. Why Mr. Arvind's account is being affected as debited? Because goods are being returned back to Mr. Arvind. So Mr. Arvind is a receiving party. Okay, so that is why his account is going to be affected as a debit effect, because goods are again returned back to him. So you have to write down Mr. Arvind's account debit and the amount you have to write down in the debit column. And ledger filo, if any number is given to the transaction in the ledger filo, the you have to write the number over here. Now you already know Mr. Arvind is a personal account. Debit the receiver and credit the giver. That is also the reason for posting Mr. Arvind as a debit account. Okay, debit the receiver. Two sides you have to understand. One side you have to understand through the rules and the other side you have to understand through the receiving party. And the second effect you are going to give is to return outward account, because you have returned goods to Mr. Arvind back. Okay, so the credit effect is going to be return outward. Now purchases is a nominal account. So what is the rule for nominal account? Debit all expenses and losses, credit all gains and income. So this return outward is going to be an income for the buyer, not for the supplier. But what is being returned? Goods is being returned. So what is returned back? Goods is being returned back. So you have to write down to return outward account over here, or to the purchase return account. This is going to be the credit effect. So the amount you have to write down in the credit column, being goods returned. This is how the whole transaction works. Let's take the third type of account, that is sales. Now what does sales means? It is a very clear idea, that is selling of goods, but still we will see what does sales means. Sales for the business means goods sold. Already I told you, selling of goods. Sales are classified in the following types. Again, this is classified in two types. First is cash sales and the other is credit sales. Now cash sales, we already know when goods are sold and money in that respect is received immediately, it is termed as cash sales. Now just imagine you are a supplier and you have sold goods to buyer and you are receiving the payment immediately after selling of that goods. It is called as cash sales. It is same as cash purchases, just the word is changed over here from purchases to sales. The definition of cash sales and cash purchases is almost same, but just writing over here purchases, sold is written, and in purchases, so in cash purchases, on sold side you have to write purchases. Let's see an example on cash sales. Sold goods worth rupees 16,000 for cash to Mr. Anil. Okay, now here the transaction is completely changed from purchases to sold. Let's see how this will work in a journal. Now here what the note is given, entry now as the transaction is on cash basis, Mr. Anil's account will not get affected. As I've already told you, when you are selling goods on cash basis or purchasing goods on cash basis, the person from whom you are receiving the goods or to whom you are selling goods, that particular persons will not appear. Why? The cash account will appear, or the purchases account or the sales account will appear, because this is a cash transaction, not a credit transaction. That is why the receiving or the paying party's name will not appear. So let's see this transaction in a journal entry form. Date of the transaction you have to write. Now here what is this? The first account is going to be cash account. Okay, now why cash account is debited over here? Because the goods we have sold to Mr. Anil, immediately Mr. Anil has made payment of the goods. That is why we are receiving cash immediately. Now what is the rule for cash? Debit what comes in and credit what goes out. Cash is a real account, so we are receiving the cash, so debit effect will be given, debit what comes in, and in the debit column you have to write down the amount of the transaction. Second account will be to sales account. Now why sales account will appear over here? Because you have sold goods to Mr. Anil and this is a cash transaction, because cash payment is made immediately after the selling of the goods. That is why the second account will be sales account. Now sales account is a nominal account. Now what is the rule for nominal account? Debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. Now sales is our income, that is why we are going to give it a credit effect. So to sales account, credit effect, and in the credit column you have to write down the amount. The narration of the transaction being goods sold for cash to Mr. Anil. This is the description of the transaction. Mr. Anil's name will not appear in the second account because this is not a credit transaction, this is a cash transaction. Okay, remember this point. Let's take the second, credit sales. When goods are sold and money in that respect is to be received after some time, that is credit period, it is called as credit sales. It is the same definition as of credit purchases. Now here you have made sales, but the buyer is going to make payment after some time, that is after the completion of the credit period, it is called as credit sales. This is the definition of credit sales. Let's see a sample example. Credit sales. Sold goods to Anil worth rupees 20,000 and he promises that he will make payment after 2 months. Thus 2 months is the credit period allowed to him. The transaction is very simple. You have sold goods to Anil worth rupees 20,000 and Anil promises you that he will make the payment of the purchases after 2 months. So the 2 months period is a credit period that you have allowed to Mr. Anil. So this transaction is a credit transaction. So here the name of the party will appear from to whom you have allotted the credit period. The date of the transaction, Mr. Anil's account. To whom the credit period is offered, Mr. Anil. Now here the name of the receiving party will appear because this is a credit transaction. So Anil account is a personal account, debit the receiver and credit the giver. Now why debit effect is given to Mr. Anil? Because he has received the credit period, that is he is going to make the payment of the purchase after 2 months. So that is why the debit effect is given to Mr. Anil, and the amount you have to write down in the debit column. Now for what you have given the credit period, for the sales you have done with Mr. Anil. So the second account will be to sales account. Now what is the rule for sales? Debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. Now sales, this is a nominal account and we are giving it a credit effect. Why credit effect? Because after 2 months you are going to get the amount after the completion of the credit period from Mr. Anil. So the amount that you are going to receive after 2 months, that is your income for the sales you have made. So that is why we are giving a credit effect to sales account, and the amount you have to write down in the credit column. The narration of the transaction, being goods sold on credit. Very simple transaction. This is a credit transaction, so in a direct way you can write down the narration. Let's take the fourth account, that is return inward or sales return. Now you have to think this account in the point of seller's view. Here we are a seller. Now sales return will be to us because goods are returned from buyer back to us. So think through the point of a seller. Sometimes the goods sold to the customer are later returned by that buyer to the seller. These are called return inward. As I already told you, if you have sold goods to buyer and the buyer returned back goods to you due to some default, that is called as sales return or a return inward. It is opposite of purchase return. In purchase return you have to think through the point of a buyer, and here you have in the sales return you have to think through the point of a seller. So this is a sales transaction. We will see how this works in a journal. Anil returned goods worth rupees 6,000 out of goods of rupees 20,000 purchased by him. Example 5th. Okay. In the previous transaction we already saw that rupees 20,000 amount of goods was sold to Mr. Anil. Out of 20,000, 6,000 worth of rupees 6,000 goods were returned back to us. Okay. Now this is a sales return transaction. Let's see the journal entry for this. The date of the transaction, return inward account. Now here you are maintaining journal of a seller, that is us. We are a seller. Let's think we are a seller. So this is a journal of a seller. Now what has come back? Goods are come back which we have sold to Mr. Anil. So return inward account will be debited. Why it will be debited? Return inward account is a nominal account. Now debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. Here the goods you have sold to Mr. Anil, out of which 6,000 amount of goods were returned back to you. So this 6,000 is a loss for you. That is why return inward account is debited. This is a loss. So 6,000 you have to write down in the debit column, and the account return inward account will be debited. Who has returned the goods? Anil has returned the goods. So the next account will be to Anil's account. This account will be credited. Now rule for personal account, since Anil is a personal account, debit the receiver and credit the giver. He has given goods back to us, so the credit effect will be offered to Anil account, and the amount you have to write down in the credit column. In the narration, you have to write being sold goods returned by Anil. This is a very simple narration, straightforward narration, that the goods you have sold that are returned by Anil. This is how the narration will appear. Let's see the other transaction. Goods withdrawn by proprietor. The proprietor may withdraw goods for personal use. In such a case, drawing account is debited. The goods withdrawn by proprietor go out of the business and hence credited. Now here, what is the transaction about? That a proprietor withdraws goods from the business. Let's take an example. If there is one business, proprietor withdraws some goods from that business for his personal use, not for the company's use. So that personal use for which he is withdrawing goods from the business, that is referred to as drawing account. And what is being going out of the business? Goods is being going out of the business because proprietor is withdrawing it from the company. So this account is going to get the credit effect. Let's see the journal entry for this. The year, month / date of the transaction you have to write down. Drawings account is going to get debit effect. Why? Now drawings account is a personal account. Now why it is a personal account? In the transaction it is clearly mentioned that proprietor is withdrawing goods for personal use. Now this personal use word is very important. For your personal use, that is means it is a personal account. So drawings account is a personal account. So rule for personal account: debit the receiver and credit the giver. Now here you are withdrawing goods for personal use, that is you are receiving goods from the business, so it is going to get the debit effect. The amount you have to write down in the debit column. Now what is going out of the business? To goods withdrawn by proprietor's account or purchaser's account. We already know that purchaser's account is a real account. That is why rule for real account is debit what comes in and credit what goes out. Now here purchaser's account is given credit effect. Why credit effect? Because goods are going out of the business since the proprietor has withdrawn goods for personal use. That is why purchaser's account is given a credit effect, or simply you can write to goods withdrawn by proprietor's account if it is complicated for you to understand. And the amount you have to write down in the credit column. Just remember, what is getting the debit effect, you have to write the amount in the debit column, and what is getting the credit effect, you have to simply write the amount in the credit column. The narration for the transaction: being goods withdrawn by proprietor. Very simple transaction and very simple narration you can give. No need to give a very theory over here that what is this transaction about. In one sentence only you have to give the description of the transaction: being goods withdrawn by proprietor. For personal use also you can mention further, but they have given it in a short form. Let's see the other transaction: goods distributed as free sample. Now by the title you have understood what does as free sample means. Now at your home, any marketing person come or a salesperson come, he gives you a product, a new established product for your utilization. That is called as a free sample. After using that product which is given by the salesman, you think of buying that product. So that's product which is given by the salesperson or the marketing person as a free product to you, that is called as a free sample. Let's see the description. It is the value of goods distributed by the firm as free sample for advertising purpose. As I already told you, if any new product is launched in the market and for the marketing of that new product, seller gives you a free sample. So that is called as goods distributed as free sample. Now here they have given advertisement account is debited and the goods distributed as sample or purchaser's account is credited as goods goes out of the business. Very simple. Here advertisement is being made of the newly launched product. So advertisement account is going to get debit effect, and the goods which the business is giving as a free sample is going to get the credit effect. Why the credit effect? Because goods are going out of the business. That is why the next account will be goods distributed as sample will be the credit effect. Let's see the journal entry for that. The date of the transaction. Here advertisement account debit. Already I told you why it is debited, because advertisement is being made of the newly launched product, so that is going to get the debit effect. And other, to goods distributed as samples account or purchases account. So goods are going out of the business, that is why it is going to get the credit effect. Purchases account is a real account. Sorry, in previous I said to you that it is a nominal account. It is a real account. Debit what comes in and credit what goes out. So here purchases account is a real account, because why it is a real account? Rule for real account: debit what comes in and credit what goes out. Here goods are going out of your business, so that is why credit effect is being made over here. The amount you have to write down in the credit column. The narration for the transaction being goods distributed as free sample. Okay, very simple transaction, very simple narration for the very simple transaction, because this, it is clearly mentioned in the transaction that it is distributed as free sample. So narration will appear the same, nothing different you have to write down in the description of the transaction. Let's see the other transaction. Goods destroyed by fire/accident. If goods are destroyed by fire/accident, it is a physical loss of goods for which loss by fire account is debited, and since goods go out of business, goods destroyed by fire/purchase account is credited. Okay, simply it is given if goods are destroyed by fire or goods are destroyed accidentally, it is a physical loss of goods, which is loss by fire. Now here what account will be debited? Loss by fire account is going to get debited. Why debited? Since your goods are destroyed, so this is a loss for your business. Now why loss by fire account? We will consider this as a nominal account. Now rule for nominal account says debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. So loss by fire account is debited over here, because there is a loss of our physical goods. That is why this is going to get the debit effect. Now what has gone out? What is destroyed? Goods are destroyed. So goods are gone out of the business. They are destroyed by the fire. That is why it is going to get the credit effect. Goods destroyed by fire/purchase account is going to get the credit effect. So this is how the transaction works. Let's see some more transaction based on this. If goods are not insured or uninsured. Now what does insured means? Insured means goods are covered by insurance. That is, if you have purchased any sort of goods, and for that goods you have made policy, insurance policy, that is called as insured goods. In that first, when goods destroyed by fire/accident, an insurance company has not accepted the claim. Okay, let's take an example. If there is a business and a fire occurs in the business, goods are destroyed by fire, and those goods are insured goods. That is, goods are covered by insurance, but insurance company has not accepted the claim for the loss of the goods that is destroyed by fire. So what journal entry you are going to make? Let's see. The date of the transaction on which the event has happened. The first account is going to affect loss by fire account debit. Why debit? Since it is a loss of our goods, of our business, that is why debit effect is going to be the first effect. the amount you have to write down in the debit column. Second effect will be to goods destroyed by fire or purchases account. Now goods are already destroyed by fire, they have already gone out of the business, that is why credit effect is given. Credit what goes out, real account applies over here. So the amount you have to write down in the credit column. And the description for the transaction being goods destroyed by fire. Very simple narration of the transaction. This is how the journal entry is being made for goods destroyed by fire or accident. Let's take the second one. If goods are insured, that is goods are covered by insurance. If full claim is accepted, that is insurance company is accepting the full claim that you have made to them for the recovery of our loss. Let's see the entry for this. Insurance company account, that is the amount of claim you have made to the insurance company, that will be debited. Now insurance company, this is an artificial account, and artificial account comes under personal account. So rule for personal account, debit the receiver and credit the giver. Now insurance company is accepting the amount of claim that we have made to them, that is why they are going to get the debit effect. So the amount you have to write down in the debit column. The next account, to goods destroyed by fire account or to purchase account. Second account is very simple. Goods are destroyed by fire or purchase account. This is going to get the credit effect. Credit what goes out because goods are destroyed, goods are lost, goods are gone out of the business. That is why credit effect, and the amount you have to write down in the credit column. The description, being claimed by insurance company accepted. The claim you have made to insurance company regarding the loss that is being destroyed, that is being happened by the loss by the fire that has happened in your business. Insurance company has accepted your claim and they have accepted to give you the full claim. The very small description is given, being claimed by insurance company accepted. This is the transaction for the goods that you have made insurance for, the goods that is lost by fire. Okay, in the previous transaction in uninsured, it was said that no claim has been accepted by the insurance company because goods were not insured, because insurance was not taken out for the goods that is lost by the fire. So that is why that is called as uninsured, and in this your goods are covered by insurance, that so insurance company is liable to pay you that claim for the loss that has happened to you. Next, if the claim is partly accepted. Now this depends on the insurance policy you have taken. If you have taken an insurance policy of a very small amount and your loss of goods by fire is of huge amount, that matters the most. Insurance company will give you the claim according to your insurance you have taken. Okay, so let's see the journal entry. Insurance company account, amount of claim. Now insurance company will decide that how much amount of claim will be given by the insurance company to you for the loss that has happened to you. The amount it will write in the debit column. Now why the debit column? Because if you are requesting for the partly claim to the insurance company and insurance company has accepted that amount of claim partly, so insurance company is going to get the debit effect because it is a receiving party and it is an artificial account. Artificial account is a personal account. Debit the receiver, so the amount will appear in the debit column. Loss by fire account, amount of loss. Now the amount of loss you have to mention over here, how much losses happened due to the fire. It is going to get the debit effect. Why debit effect? Debit all expenses and losses. This is the rule of nominal account. So loss by fire account is also going to get the debit effect. The amount you have to write down in the debit column. Again, to goods destroyed by fire account / purchase account. This is going to get the credit effect. What has gone out of the business? Goods have gone out of the business. That is by credit effect and the amount in the credit column. Narration. Being goods destroyed, an insurance company accepted the claim partly. Since you have requested for the claim partly to the insurance company and insurance company has accepted that partly claim, very simple narration you have to write down. Being goods destroyed, an insurance company accepted the claim partly. You have to mention this word partly. This is very important. That describes your type of transaction. If it is full, you have to write down fully. If it is partly, you have to write here partly. If it is quarterly, you have to write here quarterly. So narration also plays a very important role for the evidence of your transaction. Let's see the other one. Exchange of goods against asset. If proprietor purchases any asset and instead of making cash payment to supplier, he offers or gives goods in exchange of the same value to the supplier. It means value of the asset is equal to value of goods given. Okay. Now, if proprietor has purchased goods from the supplier, instead of making payment, cash payment or credit or on the credit basis, he offers to the seller to give him in exchange the amount of the purchases he has made with the supplier. That is called as exchange of goods against asset. As if you have purchased asset and the amount of purchase of asset that you have taken, the same amount of asset you are giving to the supplier, that is called as exchange of goods against asset. Let's see an example on this. Purchased machinery of rupees 75,000 against which goods worth rupees 75,000 were given. Simply very simple. Purchased machinery worth rupees 75,000 against which goods worth rupees 75,000 were given. You have purchased machinery and in return you are giving goods worth of rupees 75,000 to the supplier. This is how the transaction is given. The journal entry. Machinery account debit. As you have purchased machinery account is a real account. Debit what comes in, that is by debit effect. And another account is sales account. Why sales account? As sales is being made, but what you have received, goods in exchange you have received rather than the cash payment or on the credit basis. That is why to sales account 75,000. In bracket you have to write the narration. Being machinery purchased in exchange of goods. Very simple. You have purchased machinery and in exchange you have given goods worth of rupees 75,000 to the supplier. Now why sales account is appeared over here? Because the cash payment is not made over here, but the exchange of goods worth of rupees 75,000, it is equal to the amount of the purchases you have made of rupees 75,000. That is why sales account is appearing over here. Immediate payment. Okay, remember this, immediate payment. That is why sales account has appeared over here. And the amount you have to write down in the credit column. Let's take the other one. Goods damaged or lost in transit. As I already told you, what is the meaning of transit? Transit means moving of goods from one place to another place. That is called as transit. While dispatching the goods to the buyer and before it reaches him, if there is only damage to the goods in transit due to an accident, then it is a physical loss of goods. Okay, if goods are being dispatched to the buyer from a very distant place, okay, and the middle period where he is dispatching goods, like he is traveling to the place of buyer with the goods, and in between any event happened with the with the seller or with the transporter, that is called as goods damaged or lost in transit. Okay, this is how the explanation is given. If goods are not insured, now here goods are not insured, like dispatching of goods to the buyer, the goods that is that are going to dispatch to the buyer, that goods are not insured, that is not covered by insurance, that is called as if goods are not insured. Let's see the journal entry. Loss in transit account debit. Now why loss in transit account is debited over here? While dispatching goods to the buyer, in between goods are damaged due to any accident, that is why there is a loss of goods. Now loss in transit account is a nominal account. Nominal account says debit all expenses and losses. Here losses happen to us, so debit effect is given and the amount you have to write in the debit column. Next account, to goods lost in a transit account or purchases account. Now what is lost? Goods is lost. Purchases account, goods have gone out or lost or damaged. That is why purchases account is given credit effect. Credit what goes out and the amount in credit column. Simple narration being goods lost in transit or dispatching of goods. You can write narration of your own. No need to learn the narration that is given in your text. Okay, according to the transaction, you have to frame your own narration. They have given the transaction of lost in transit, that is why the narration is given. Similarly, you have to write the narration based on the transaction. No need to learn the transaction narration that are given in your text or in your reference books. Let's see the other statement. If goods in transit are insured and full claim is accepted by insurance company. Okay, now the goods that are going to get dispatched to the buyer, the dispatching process in which goods are moving, that goods are insured, means they are covered by insurance. And if any loss happen to that goods which are going to get dispatched to the buyer, and if you demand for the claim for the loss of goods to the insurance company will approve for the full claim of the insurance. Let's see the journal entry. Insurance company account, amount of claim. Now it has accepted the full claim that we have made to them for the loss that has happened to the goods that is in a transit movement. The amount of claim you have to write in the debit column. Why debit column? Since insurance company is an artificial account and artificial account is a personal account. Personal account rule says debit the receiver. It has received the full claim, that is why debit effect is given to it. Now credit effect to goods lost in transit account. Okay, this is credit what goes out. Goods are lost, goods are gone out, that is why goods lost in transit account is the second account that is going to get the credit effect, and the amount you have to write in the credit column. Being claim is accepted. Okay, this is a very simple transaction with a simple narration, nothing complicated. You have to made it to the point, no need to give it a very brief description. Let's see the other. If goods in transit are insured and claim is accepted partly by insurance company. Okay, now goods are in transit but they are covered with insurance and you are asking for the claim partly to the insurance company. So what will be the journal entry for this? Let's see. Insurance company account, amount of claim accepted, that is the partly amount of claim you have to write over here. It is going to get the debit effect, debit the receiver. It has accepted. Loss in transit account, claim not accepted. The partly amount of claim which you have not made to the insurance company, that is going to get the debit effect. Why debit effect? If goods worth rupees of 20,000 that are going to get dispatched to the buyer. In that, 10,000 amount of goods are destroyed in the transit. And the goods that is lost of rupees 10,000, out of 10,000 you are asking for 5,000 claim to the insurance company, and insurance company will accept that claim. But the remaining 5,000 that is lost for the claim, that is loss of your goods, that is loss of your money, so that account is also going to get the debit effect, because that is the loss. You have to mention it over here, because partly claim you have requested to the insurance company. So the other partly claim that you were about to request to the insurance company, but you haven't requested it, still you have to write down claim not accepted. Now it depends on the insurance company that how much amount of insurance you have taken for the goods that is lost in transit or lost by any event. That depends on your insurance policy. They will give you the claim according to your insurance policy. If you have taken out 10,000 insurance policy and your goods is destroyed of 15,000, they will provide you insurance claim of rupees 10,000 or rupees of 5,000. Depends on the policy of the insurance company. So here, insurance company plays a very important role, since it is a deciding party. It will decide what amount of claim is to be given to you. So here partly claim is given and other partly is loss for us, so that you have to mention it. And debit effect is given. Why debit effect? It is a loss, that is why amount you have to write in debit column. To goods lost in transit account, credit effect. Goods are lost, goods are gone out, that is why credit effect. Narration, being goods lost in transit and partly claim is accepted. Now this entire transaction wholly depends on insurance company. This insurance company is the deciding party. How much amount of insurance claim it is going to give you and how much amount of claim it is going to reject. Being goods lost in transit and partly claim. This partly claim is, the word is very important in the transaction and in the narration you are going to post in journal entry. Without this, whole journal entry will be of no use. Other transaction, pilfered goods are stolen. What does pilfered means? If goods are stolen of very small value, that is called as pilfered. If goods are pilfered or lost by theft or stolen, it becomes physical loss of goods. Let's see the journal entry. Loss by theft account, debit effect. Why debit effect? This is a loss. Nominal account, debit all expenses and losses. Rule has applied over here. So you have to write the amount in the debit column. To goods lost account / purchases account. Goods are lost by theft, that is goods are gone out of the business, that is why credit effect is given over here. Credit what goes out. Purchases account, that is real account. And rule for real account, credit what goes out and the amount you have to write in the credit column. Narration, being goods lost by theft. Very simplified narration according to the transaction. What does main motive of the transaction is? Lost by theft. So they have given to the point that being goods lost by theft to the point of the transaction. So that's the end of our posting of entries in our journal. I hope you got an idea that how it actually works. So then through this we can easily solve all the practical problems that we are going to see in our next video. Before going to that, please like this video if you did like it. If you're new, then subscribe to my channel. Click that bell icon to get all the new notifications of my new videos. Share with your friends, with your classmates, whoever is in need of this. This theory part is very important before you start with your practical problems. So do watch first all the theory and then get to the practical problems. And comment your suggestions, any queries you have regarding this chapter or anything you want to ask. I will definitely try to solve it for you. So till then, goodbye.